Hey guys, so I'm going to jump right into it. Here I am showing you guys, I'm using the Hanson cuticle remover, and I put it on my cuticles and I let it sit for 15 seconds. Here is a sped up version of me using a cuticle pusher to push back on my cuticles while removing the dead skin. Here I show you in regular speed how I use the cuticle pusher to push back all the way back on my cuticle, and you can see the cuticle and the dead skin accumulating, and I just clean it off and I move on to the next finger. I speed up the video right here just so you guys can see how I continue to do this on every finger. I am using a cuticle nipper to remove any excess cuticles that I might have missed, any dead skin I might have missed, and I continue to do so on every finger. I show this on regular time right here to show you guys how slow I'm actually working when using these nail nippers, because I want to make sure that I do not cut myself. It is very easy to do so because they're very sharp. The rest I do speed it up just for time purposes, but when you're using these clippers you have to move very slow. Here I am using a glass nail filer to shape my nails. Here I am using a 180 nail grit filer, and I use this file to cut down on my length. In this video you can't really tell because I'm speeding it up, but I only go down in one direction. I do not go side to side so that I don't break my nail. So the motion right now that I'm doing is downward, and it is to prevent breakage of the nail. After filing down my nails and getting the shape I like, I clean off my nails using a lint-free pad and some alcohol. The color I chose for my nails today is Revel's Cyber Monday Freebie. Here I'm showing you I'm starting with their Step 1 Pro Base. I tried a new technique this time where I do a racing strip. So it is a small strip, a small line in the middle of my nail, and then I dip into the powder. I shake it off, and then I wait and I use a fluffy brush to remove. After doing a racing strip, I do a V downward motion to cover the edges, and then I re-dip into the powder. I proceed with this process, I make sure that I'm not hitting the area by the top of my cuticles, so I'm only doing the bottom half of my nail, or at least 3/4. Here I continue to show you the same process, I just speed the video up. After doing each layer, I use my other hand to push in the powder because it has particles of glitter and I wanted to make sure that it was all getting in there. For my third layer of Pro Base, it is when I get closer to the cuticle line and I just kind of finish off those edges. I do leave it in normal time so you guys are able to see how I do that. I use a cuticle stick or an orange stick and I go around the edges to clean up my cuticles so I have a sharp round edge. Here I am just showing you how I clean up the edges using the stick one more time. Sometimes I tend to be out of the frame. I apologize, so I try to include as many clips of me cleaning them up. Here is a very sped up process of doing the same thing to the other hand, of doing the racing strip motion. I do the same process of all 3 layers, and from there I get the activator, which is step 2. Although this is sped up, I do move very quickly when using the activator. I make sure to put it on all my nails, I'm not very clean about it, just very messy. I am cleaning it off after each wipe. I put it on the lint-free pad. After waiting 2 minutes for the activator to dry, I use a glass nail filer to clean up the edges around my cuticles to make sure that it is not sticking out and it is not bumpy. Here is where I go back in with the 180 nail file grit, and I use this one to file all of it down to make sure that there's no bumps and to smooth it all out and get the shape that I want. I continue to do this. I sped up this part just to show you how I go around and how I'm cleaning them up. It is a sped up version. I then use a gel base by the brand Azure. I bought it off Amazon. It has worked wonderful so far, and I make sure I put it on all of my nails, and I'm capping the ends as well. You see me clean off the brush to make sure that it is not a very thick layer. I just want to make sure I get an even coat all around. Once I'm done putting the base on all the nails, I cure them for 90 seconds. Here I am using Maniology's Mani Mask, and it is to help protect your cuticles and all around your nail from when you do your stamping. I'm using a lint roller to remove off any nail polish that was on there. Here I am using Maniology's stamping kit, and I'm using the scraper, and you will see how I move it over, and then I grab my stamper and I place it over. I roll it actually, and you can see the design, and then I roll it over my finger. I was a little off on this one. The final step is Revel's tack free gel, and I will be using that to put it all over my nails. And here's a little sped up process, but I am doing it on each nail, covering the whole nail and capping the ends. Once I am done, I cured the nails for 90 seconds. Here I show you how I use tweezers to remove the mani mask. It is not painful. It's almost like a latex feeling, and it comes right off, and off comes the nail polish. Here is the finished look. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.